that sound? Yeah.
Brother Saville, what's good, brother? Black Power.
Black Power, brother. How you doing today?
Oh, man, all wise and civilized.
Well, you know, I'm just sitting out here, man, to set up my stuff, man, to actually wake the black people up, man, in Brownsville. It's a necessity. It's a necessity, man, that, you know, us as conscious people, you know what I'm saying, we'll have some insight, you know what I'm saying, give it back to the community. And this is what I'm doing out here, man. I have this information out here, man, you know what I'm saying, giving it to the people, because a lot of them don't know the truth. And I'm out here, you know what I'm saying, to rectify and to bring back the reality of what's actually really going on in my community in Brownsville, in Brooklyn. This is one of the worstest areas in Brooklyn, and it has been that way for a long, long time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very appreciative that my man Baba come from Syracuse out here to actually see what's going on in this part of the world, Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here, brother. I can't think of nobody else that I would want to come show me about Brownsville other than you. You been here, you never left, you never been nowhere, you still here.
One of the main components, man, that I think that anybody that gets knowledge of self, you know what I'm saying, and learns about who they are, you know what I'm saying, doesn't matter how big they get, how much information they get, I think they should always come back to the community. They should always come back and teach, you know what I'm saying, the people who are in a very messed up situation and they need guidance. I think that a lot of scholars who get information, you know what I'm saying, forget about the little people. You know what I'm saying? I think it's very important, man, that if you get information on how to raise the dead, you know what I'm saying, in any kind of venue, you know what I'm saying, whether it be economics, whether it be food, whether it be politics, whether it be, you know what I'm saying, talking about white supremacy, whatever the premise is, I think that a person should always come back to where they came from, to teach and try to raise the dead up. I know it's necessary for some brothers to get some money, give lectures and get paid for it, but I also believe that they should also come back and do something for free in their community. You know what I'm saying? Letting the people know that they have not been forgotten about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, Brother Saville, what do you think about the debate that's coming up with the Hebrews and Brother Polite?
Well, I think it's very important, man, for these brothers to have some dialogue. I think it's very important for them to sit down, you know what I'm saying, you know, and bring different information from different areas. I think that the Bible is a mysterious book. I think that it hasn't, personally, I don't think that the Bible has helped our community but so much. I think that if you are dealing with something mysterious, we have to understand that this dialogue came from, you know what I'm saying, a paradigm of Europe, you know what I'm saying, and a lot of things that are in that Bible were put together, you know what I'm saying, in the 1600s. And we understand it was a man named King James who was supposed to be commissioned, you know, to actually write this book, you know what I'm saying, and
a faggot at that.
Yeah. He was definitely gay. He was definitely a homo. He was definitely a hater of his own family. When his mother had challenged him and asked him what he was doing, he had her killed and the rest of his family. So when you get a book that is concentrated on a man or a mentality such as this so-called King James, and we understand that the blacks in Africa today didn't receive any information, you know what I'm saying, prior to them coming to America. I'm not saying that you had invaders that came in to try to give them Christianity, but the blacks that are in America now first wasn't allowed to actually read the Bible. They wasn't allowed to actually learn about anything that they call Jesus Christ. That was given to them by the slave master. Now, we know that religion was set there to separate and divide the people. You know what I'm saying? You have a Muslim that doesn't like a Christian. You have a Hindu person that doesn't like a Buddha. You know what I'm saying? You have Sunni that don't like Shiite. You know what I'm saying? You have different breakdowns of these religions, but they supposed to be dealing with the same God. Now we have the Seventh-day Adventists. You know what I'm saying? We have Jehovah's Witness. You know what I'm saying? We have the Pentecostal Church of God in Christ. We have all these divisions, but this is supposed to be part of Christianity. This is supposed to be part of something that's supposed to make somebody change their life. Now, I'm in the inside of a church, and I haven't seen too much of transforming. Meaning that when a person said that they believe in Jesus, you know what I'm saying, on Sunday, but on Monday they doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. So how powerful is Christianity? How powerful is this so-called religion? I can't see it to be anything that would change the minds of people. I think it makes them more confused than anything.
And one thing I always say about my brothers, the Hebrews, although I don't agree with everything that they teach from that Bible, I do respect the fact that they take that book from a black theology perspective, Brother Saville, and cut the cracker's goddamn head off with that goddamn book. That I respect. If I don't agree with anything else that the brothers say, I respect the fact that they take it to that cracker. And I'm gonna just say this: I am a race man. I'm very concerned with getting the information and the upliftment of my people. And because of that, I realize and recognize that you can't, because of what white people have done and made race an issue. White people didn't make race no goddamn issue. White people made race an issue, so we have to deal with race. Race is an issue today, because so much so that our people want blue eyes, they want straight hair, they want blonde hair, all because of what this goddamn Peckerwood has done through religion. So I'm a firm believer sometimes the antidote for one poison, Brother Saville, might be another one. Our people are indoctrinated in that book, so sometimes you got to deal with them like you go into church. You deal with them where they are.
I think that the whole concept of church hasn't been beneficial. I have to say that. Also, I have to say that in most churches, they have a white, blue-eyed, blonde-haired devil that's hanging on a wall, you know, on the wall as God. Now, my problem is this: how can your enemy, somebody that have slaved you, somebody that have killed your family, be a God that you worship?
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Now, how can your enemy become your deity? The word deity means something that you make praise to, something that you give high regard to. And this is a blue-eyed, blonde-haired devil that's hanging on the wall. Now, what I will say about the Israelite brothers, that their concept about who this white man really is an actual fact.
Right.
But when they come from the Bible perspective, when this book has been mixed, diluted, and tampered with, when it's supposed to be the Holy Bible, holy means not being mixed, diluted, or tampered with in any shape, form, or fashion. And we know that man wrote that book, not God. It said it was expired by God. Can they prove it? Are there any bones that we can go find Jesus' bones, or Moses' bones, or anything that were left to say that these people even existed? You know what I'm saying? People are coming with different philosophies and psychologies, you know what I'm saying, in order to keep the people asleep. Now, prime example, you have a lady that goes to church every day, jumping around, catching the Holy Ghost, talking in so-called tongues. And 5 minutes later, I seen the same lady walking down the street, you know what I'm saying, with a dress on this short. You know what I'm saying? On the dark side. So how powerful is Christianity? How powerful is any religion if it doesn't apply discipline and culture, you know what I'm saying, to the people that are utilizing it? There's one thing that happened to the black race. We lost our culture. We lost our names. We lost our language. You know what I'm saying? Everything was lost. And it was replaced by white concepts and ideas, which means this: the average black person that you see on the streets is coming from a European concept. He's not, or she's not, coming from an Afrocentric thought. They're repeating what they were taught. We know that our youth today is influenced by the rappers talking about bitches, talking about hoes, you know what I'm saying, disrespecting that black woman. You know what I'm saying? You have some women that disrespect the black man. Now, this goes way back to slavery when Willie Lynch was in power. when Willie Lynch existed to separate the black family, to cause confusion and chaos. So this is one of the main factors that us as black people have to recognize. Back in the days when I was coming up, if you did something to upset your mother or your father, you were disciplined. You know what I'm saying? You were sent to the room. Sometimes you didn't get nothing to eat, which I feel is wrong, but their parents back then had a penalty for somebody or one of their children acting up or doing something wrong. Now what happened? The black people who got caught up on drugs, got caught up on alcohol, got caught up on all these different activities, somehow fell off. But this was by design. When they put the crack in the community, how can a man be responsible for anything when you have a substance that takes over your mind, your body, and your soul? Because I was on crack. You know what I'm saying? I was a crack addict. You know what I'm saying? Walking around the street desolate. So I know by my experience, you know what I'm saying, how devastating this drug can be and how still devastating it is in our communities. Now, you have something that's legal on the corner. Every corner you walk in, you see a liquor store. This is the most powerful drug that they have in existence right now. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody think it's good or you can drink, you know what I'm saying, but yeah, it's nothing wrong with that. I can do some social drinking. I can do some social this, social that. But that same process and mentality has caused confusion in our households, in our families. We have brothers and sisters that don't like one another. You know what I'm saying? You have aunts and uncles that see their nephews and nieces doing things that don't correct them. They're lost. But the reason why I'm in this community today is to raise them up, man, to tell them that somebody loves them, that they were once a great people. And if they unify, you know what I'm saying, in their own community, start having their stores that they own, you know what I'm saying, start having some things, man, that they can do to go and raise some people up. If you have some information, there's one key component that I must say, that when we were coming up, if you didn't have no milk in your house, no sugar in your house, no butter in your house, you can also knock on your neighbor's door. And your neighbor would kindly say, here, take this, take this. Now if you knock on somebody's door, you might get shot. So this is how devastating our community is in this day and time. They hate themselves. Black, they hate this existence. You know what I'm saying? And we must come back in our community and start teaching and start giving these babies some type of guidance.
Beautiful. So in light of everything you just said, brother, that just proves that we got to deal with this goddamn white man. We have to demean and destroy his image because we have been trained and taught to look at him as God. So we got to demean and destroy his image in your mind before we can even teach you something. You mentioned about the stores, black-owned stores. You can't even get black people to come in and support you in the goddamn store because the white man has made us so hateful of one another making some money. You can't come to no black function unless it's some filth and foolishness without some black person saying something about it but that's not their fault. That's due to the way they have been taught and trained by this no good goddamn white man. So I will continue to deal with race and jump on this goddamn. We all have our part that we play.
Correct. I think that the black people need to know that they need to support their own people. Me and his brother right here, man, my partner, man, Shy, you know what I'm saying, we be out here every day, man, you know what I'm saying, trying to give our people some type of deal, you know what I'm saying. A lot of them will walk by us and go to another store, you know what I'm saying, to support another individual. Now, I'm not saying they don't support us, but it could be a little greater, you know what I'm saying, because we have stuff that other people have, you know what I'm saying, that is not of them. You know what I'm saying? But they'll walk right by us. I think it's very important. The only way we're going to make it if we support one another. And I would like the brother that I just spoke about, Shy, man, to give you some insight on how he feels about this situation.